Hey friends, in the previous video we learned how we can create the dynamic forms in Angular. In this video we are going to learn what is routing and how that works. So basically routing is a technique that allows us to navigate through sections of our website seamlessly. Like we can have home page, the about page, the portfolio page, etc. And we want to navigate through those pages without having to reload the entire website for each page. Then we can use a routing in Angular. So the first thing we need to know about routing is that we have to have a file called approuting.module.ts file. Now this file defines our routes. Now what are routes? Routes are just the placeholder for the components that we create. Like we can have the home component, the about component, etc. And we can define their placeholder, the paths here inside our routes. Now the app routing is present inside our application when we create our application and hit the yes when it is asked. Like during the creation process, it is asked from us that we want to have routing or not. If we allow yes, then this file will be here, and if we allow not, then it will not be there. We can create the manual app routing file if we don't have one by using ng generate module. And what will be its name? Its name will be routing, app routing, and -- flat. Now flat means we want to create same as the where the file is app.module.ts file, and also we want to import it inside the app.module.ts file, so we will use -- module is equal to app. Now I already have that app routing, so I will not create that. So we can also use the aliases for things like M for module and G for generate. And so it will also do the same as does the generate module command. So now what are routes inside the Angular application? The Angular routes are just the paths of those components that we want to navigate through. Now inside the routes we will define our components. So let's create two components, maybe the home component. Now C is for component and G is for generate. NGGC home. So it will create a home component, and also we want an about component. So now it has created the home component on works and the about component here, about works. So now we will define routes for these two components. Now we have an array of routes, so we will create the objects for each component. So the first parameter is path. Now what will I enter inside the application that it will run? Like we can say /home/ like anything, it will go here inside the path, this path property. The second property is component. Now it tells us which component we want to have the path for. We want the path for home component. And the third parameter or the property is path match. Now path match has two values. One is full and other prefix. Its default value is prefix. Now the difference between full and prefix is that path match full will only match the exact same path. Like if I have the /home/2, then it will only match if I write /home/2. It will not match /home/3. It will only match /home/2. Now if I write the path match prefix, then it can match /home, /3, /5, it can match anything, because it only matches the first matching thing. Like I can have two routes with the same thing. Here I have /home. Now this will also go to the same component, and this will also go to the same component, because we have path match prefix, it can go to both component. So let me get rid of this. Here we can say nothing, because the home component is always like without anything. It will be like anything without the slashes or /home /thing. So here we will say full. So here we will say about, and here we will say about component. We can have another route. Here we can say /about /id. Now we want to have this for prefix, or we can remove this because its default value is prefix. And the last will be path and redirect. Now initially it tells us which component to reload or which component to load when the application is run. So we will say redirect to / or this path, because this is the home component. Now the third thing is that we have to import and export the router module. Router module has two methods, router module.forRoot and router module.forChild. Router module.forRoot is used to tell Angular that these routes will be for the whole application. Now we can have the routes for feature module, like we can have authentication and we can have those components for that component, and we will route that, like we can have /admin, or we can say /role/admin. Now we can have this feature module, so we can use the router module.forChild for that roles module. Now it's done here. Now we will go inside our app component and let's comment this, and we'll say router outlet. Now router outlet is just the placeholder for the components or the paths that we have just created these inside our app routing module. So we will run our application. So it's not working, I think. So let's see here. Invalid configuration of route path. So we will have to provide the app routing module here, and path match will be full. So now as you can see, this is working fine, and the path match was full because it wasn't allowed to have the prefix, so it didn't match the route with the full. So this is it. Now we have created the routes for our Angular application. Now we can create as many routes as we want. Like the other thing inside our application is that we can have our router link to another route. Here we can have, instead of href, we can have router link, and here we can say, like if we want to go to the about components, then we can use the router link. Here we will say home, like in our about component. Now let's go to the about component. As you can see, this is saying about works. Now we don't have to write the about here. We can just, like, if we want to go to the about page from the home component, then we can do that by using the home component. Inside here we will say slash about. Now slash about is like, slash is for having that with Angular, and slash about is coming from this app routing module. Now let's try another. Let's 1122. So as you can see, this is also working fine because we have the app routing module with the path match prefix. As I already told you that path match prefix will only match the matching part from the left. Now the matching part is about in both cases. Path about slash and about. So it will match both. Now if we write here path match full, in here path match full, then it will not match those things. If we like here, we can just do that. So path match here we can just full. So it will match both these things. This is how the routing works in Angular. So the steps are like, I can show it here. Steps to have routing in Angular. Now the first step is create an app routing .module.ts file, or it will be there if we allowed routing while project creation. Now the command will be, we can just syntax will be ng generate module app routing dash flat, because we want that inside the home as inside the same directory as it is the app module file, and dash module is equal to it. Now it's not necessary that we do that, but for the purposes of simplicity we do that. Now the second step will be defining routes, and the third step will be defining routes, and third step will be router outlet. A placeholder for the routes, and that's it. Now the steps will be, first we have to create an app routing module file if it is not there, by using the command ng generate module app routing dash flat dash module is equal to app if it is not there. If it is there, then we don't have to do this. Second step is defining the routes inside our app routing module here. Now if you create the ng generate file with the app routing file with the ng generate manually, then you will not have these things, like the routes will not be there, as these were inside our application. Now the router module will also not be there. There will be the commons module. Common module is just for telling Angular that this is a feature module. Now we will also have to import and export the router module, or otherwise it will say router outlet is not a known component. Let's do that. As you can see, router outlet is not a known element because we haven't exported it inside our whole application. And we also have to import the routing module inside the imports area of app.module.ts file. And that's it. We have created our routing inside our application. In the next videos, we will cover the other topics, remaining topics of Angular. And that's it. Thanks for watching the video and stay tuned for more videos like this one.